Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So guys, hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Cine Janja and this is the life of Cine Janja and it's a Sangano show. So, whew, that was a lot. Hi guys, so today we're gonna be doing, today I'm gonna be doing a new segment. I'm gonna be introducing a new segment on my channel where I talk about like cars. Yeah, there's a motor segment on my channel and I'm very excited to be introducing it with a K53 how to get your license video. So I'll be telling you guys how I got my learners, how I got my license and how I got the car. So this is about to be a lengthy video and you are going to be very entertained, okay? So just get like water or juice or tea because the weather's a bit iffy, and let's get right into the story. So in 2018, 19, the beginning of the year, I got my learners in January. And then after that, you went to a friend's house and it was lit. But yeah, I got my learners in January and I was very excited, to be honest. Like, I was very excited. So to get my learners, I didn't just rock up on the day and go write the test. Late December 2018, I went to the driving school and I told them that I want to get my learners, and then they were like, okay, file. It was like this thing, okay? They gave me a file and that file had everything learners. Actually, everything K53, everything about the road and driving. They just put it on the table and they were like, okay, Patali Malelenas, you study, you go write your test, and then that's your learners. So I was like very skeptical about it because I'm not gonna lie, I have friends who have just gone and written the test and passed. Let me tell you now, that is a lie. Like, everyone that tells you that they woke up in the morning to go write the test and they passed, you don't study for your learners. It's a lie. It's a lie. You study for that thing. Let me tell you why. Because people that just wake up in the morning to go write their learners are the reason why there's accidents on the roads, or the people that don't see stop signs, the people that don't understand what a yield sign means. All those people, like, those people are a problem on the road, are people that just woke up in the morning and got their learners. So I'm not gonna lie to you and say that like people don't buy their learners and stuff like that. People do. There is that option. There's specific, can I say this? Let me say this, you know? I'm not gonna say names because I ain't trying to be killed or whatever, but there's specific like license departments that are known that if you want to buy, just go there. Because I remember when I was like studying there, because I'd go to the license department and study there, the driving school, and study there. And then when I get there, like, I'd study the whole day. So I'd sit there the whole day, write notes, do the test, because the file in the beginning was like all the notes about driving, and then at the end was all the tests. So all the tests that the license department uses are in there, but you just don't know which test you're gonna write on that day. So I went every day for I think like 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks because it was one of the last weeks in December and it was one of the first weeks in January. And I just woke up one morning, told my parents that I'm ready to go ride. I didn't even tell the lady at the driving school because she was like, just because you pass on my test doesn't mean you to pass. Like, so I was like, you know what, I don't need that negativity. I know that I can do this because I've always loved cars and driving. So I knew that I've got this. Like, I'm not learning how to drive because I want to learn how to drive. I'm learning because I'm really passionate about this thing. So I woke up one morning, went to the license department, stood in a day-long queue, and eventually like signed up, did everything, eye tests, and then I was booked for a day to go write my learners. And funny enough, that was the same day me and my squad was coming together and we're gonna just like chill, because it was the first time we're gonna meet up after December and like everything that happened in December, like all those chills and whatever. and you know, I was very excited. So yeah, cool. I went to go ride and I passed, which was, it wasn't obvious, man. It was given. I went into that thing like, why would you fail? Why are you gonna fail this thing? Also, if you do fail your learners, it's okay. I'm not saying you're stupid or whatever. I'm just saying it's really unnecessary to keep doing your learners, you know. Just like study once off, do it right, and just get it over and done with. It's literally just that. So after I got my learners, we chilled, obviously, whatever, then went back home. And then the next day, I pulled up at the driving school and I was like, yeah, this lady was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, and then I showed her the certificate. Baby girl didn't know what to say. Cause what can you say when you are a hater? What can you say? So that's how I started my lessons. First day of driving. Let me tell you guys what a joke that was. Okay, so first day of driving, it's the instructor on the side and it's me on the side. So in South Africa we drive on the right. So I was sitting on the right side and then he was like, okay, drive. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what? Because in my mind, I thought that when you go to a driving school, your first lesson, you guys are probably in a field somewhere or on an old road that's not being used anymore, and that's where you're going to learn how to accelerate, brake, change your gears and all of that. Because obviously when you finish doing your learners, you know what controls in the car, what their names are, what they do, when to operate them and stuff like that. You understand how everything like that works. So this guy, because each driving school is at a robot, they have an office and then there's a robot there, and he was parked on the side of the road. Like, what do you call it? I don't know what the side of the road is, but it was a parking spot on the side of the road, and he was parked there. And then he's like, okay, ngena driver's seat. I'm like, njani? Like, I was confused. I was mad confused. So I was like, no, drive, and then you'll like, I'll show you what to do. So I was very scared because on the road are cars and it's people, it's innocent people that don't need to die because Nitlatla is learning how to drive. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's innocent people that do not deserve death because this girl was learning how to drive. It was her first day behind the wheel. So okay, we go. And the driving instructor's car, it has pedals on the passenger side as well, so that he can accelerate and he can brake if you're not braking. He just tells you to put in the clutch and then so he was like, okay, fagi clutch, and then I put in the clutch, and then he went into gear 1, and then he's like, paramisi clutch kancane, and then I could feel like the car like starting to zzz, because that's what it does when, like, I don't know what they call it, a biting point. It's a biting point where the car's going, and then he was like, okay, can you feel the car moving? I was like, yeah. And then he's like, put your indicator. I indicated that we're going into the road. And then he's like, observe that there's no car coming. I did my checks, and then he's like, steer into the road. So I steered, and he's like, press the accelerator, and I pressed it a bit. Then he's like, okay, you get accelerator, find the clutch. Put the clutch in, then he put it into gear 2, and then the car started like really driving now. And I was like, wedges, like, it was really scary. I'm not even going to lie, it was really scary for me. It was a scary experience, but it was nice because in my heart it was like, girlie, we are drive. Like, yo, it was just like, ah, but it was like, ah. It was scary, but it was like that moment of, sis, you're doing this. Remember you said you're gonna do this, now you're doing it. So I started driving, and there was a moment where I had to brake, but my mind was not saying brake. So now he brakes and my foot is on the accelerator and his foot is on the brake. The car nearly fell apart. It was a lot. Guys, I'd never seen a man that scared in my life before. I've never in my life scared men in my life, but I scared that man. He was like, "Must put driver, what's going on?" I was like, "Oh, sorry, my mind wasn't registering that we must brake. Now I don't understand why we must stop because I started driving. Why must we brake?" And then I was like, okay, start the car again. I started it, clutch in, and then gear 1. Now I'm changing gears on my own. So he's like, well, no, I look drive, I'm like, no, it's my first time driving. He's like, no, you too confident. I was shaky, I'll you too confident. I'm like, it's literally my first time driving. The family doesn't trust me with cars like that. Like, it's not, they don't trust me with cars like that. And he was like, oh, okay, nah, bro, you're really good. I'm like, thanks. Thank you. And then we kept on with the lessons. My school opened, but my course hadn't started, so that like extra 2 weeks gave me enough time to finish off my 10 lessons. I think it's 10 lessons. Finish off all my 10 lessons and go for my test. So day of the test, I'm at school. It's a Friday and I finished at 11:30. So after my 11:30 class, I'm out just telling everybody, license driver. Everyone's like, oh, Friday's so cool, girl. Everyone's like, yo, gang, we license driver. I'm like, yes. And then my instructor fetches me. Guys, mind you, when I'm telling everyone that I'm a licensed driver, I haven't practiced all the things you do when when you're at the thingy, when you do your license test, né? So there's different parkings that you must do. There's different like, hey, these TP. I haven't practiced all those things, but I'm out here telling everyone that I'm a licensed driver. We have my day. Yo. So he fetches me at like 12. My test is at 2, mind you, and my school's on the other side of Joburg, and the license department's on the other side of Joburg. I think he fetched me at like 12 to 1. And in my mind, I'm like, test, guys practice, like, am I gonna, like, is he gonna do the test for me? You know, like, what's happening? And he's speeding on the road because he also sees the time that, yes, I'm late, yeah, and I wanna make baby get late now. I must pay for these things so she can do it again. So he's speeding there. He's speeding. We're going all the way to Langlaagte. We're in Randburg. We're going all the way to Langlaagte. That's like other side of Joburg as well. And now he's using back roads so that we are not in traffic. Now it's robots after robots. Hey, we're doing that most. We get them. And I think we got there exactly at 2 o'clock, but like because there was queues and stuff on the inside, it made it seem like I was on time. They were late. And then, oh sorry, why am I skipping the story? So Asianga straight Langlaagte. We went all the way to, what's that area that thingy is in? What's the name of the area that Goldie City is in? I think it's Ormonde or something like that. We went on that side. And yo, there's this, yeah, it's a place where you can you pay, I think you pay like $50, and then you practice all the things that are in the parked area of the license department. So there's a steep hill, there's all those poles, that 3-point turn, that vest into the poles and go out, vest back into the poles and go out. So I practiced all those things, and my steering and everything and my braking, all of that was perfect. The only thing I was scared of, because everybody's always scared of it, is the steep hills and the clutch control, because that is so important. So we do everything else and I'm perfect in all those points, and that saves us time. Not that we had time to begin with. And then we go to the steep hill and my car rolls. Yo guys, and that took, I was just like, this is the last thing I need, you know. And he's like, no dude, because you're not getting your clutch control straight and we need to go, just press out the accelerator and go over this thing. And I'm like, am I not gonna burn the clutch? He's like, dude, do you wanna pass or not? And I'm just like, I don't need this energy, like I'm going through a lot. I don't need this. And then I do that, and I don't know if you guys know this, but like imoto iyanuka, like if you're burning stuff in the car, it smells like, and it's not a nice smell. It's not like petrol. Petrol is a nice smell. That thing is not a nice smell. It smells like you burned something. And then you put clutch and accelerator together. It's just in the car, they go, dude, it's a mess and it smells bad. And I was just like, is the car still fine for me to do my test? Because I'm not about to do my test in a car that might fall apart during the test, because yay, it's been through the most. And we go to Langlaagte, we get there, and obviously I've told you already, we get there on time. and I go for my test. So this guy's like, all the best. I'm like, yo dude, don't too easy. I'm not even going to lie, I'm very scared, but I feel like I've got this, you know. And let me tell you one thing, when you go do tests, even exams, don't go in with a mindset that I'm the captain. You're not. Let me tell you, no matter how prepared you are, go there as humble as possible, because yay, pride, bonisa. I got there and this lady was like, and it was a very rudish lady. That's why I really don't like ladies, but like I also don't trust men. You understand what I'm saying? And because I have a friend who told me a story of how the whole like test time the instructor was rubbing her thigh, dude, and I was just like, I don't want to experience that, so let me rather have a female. And I got a female, but she was a very rude female. She was just like, so okay, I'm in the car, and then I remember, oh crap, I need to first take the car outside. So I yes, and then she giggles like like why? So I yes and I do all the checks around the car, come inside, and then I close the door, do all my checks, and then she's like, why not you test it, yo guys, being a correct, let me tell you now, I was not okay. But I was like, I really want to prove to this lady that I know my things, I know what I'm doing, and I've got this. So I was like, she's like, I'm like, yes. She's like, okay, ready for a test? I'm like, yes. She's like, yeah, I need to waste this cut some. Dude, like, this is your job. I never woke up one morning and said I want to be a licensed department instructor, test taker, invigilator as a licensed department. I never said I want to do that. Why are you taking out your life stresses on me, bruh? If I came here to waste your time, it doesn't matter. It's your job. It's your job, bruh. So, baby girl, I'm like, okay, so she's like, yeah, so my girl. So I go outside, she also goes outside, and then I do my checks again. Then she's like, okay, sis, again. Then go inside the car, I do my checks again, and then she's like, okay, so I start the car. Then I switch off the radio because we had the radio playing, because they were playing nice music. It's a Friday, you know, radio stations on Fridays, they play nice music, so I switch off the radio. Then she's like, okay, driving to the testing ground. Oh, now I remember the name. It's a testing ground. Sorry. So go inside, and then she's like, okay, so because a lot of people were also testing. It's a very large ground, so a lot of people also testing inside, and everyone just like shares the whole space at the same time. It's not going to be just you on the testing ground. Okay, for me, it wasn't just me on the testing ground on that day. So there's other people with like trucks on the other side. There's other people with like code 10s, because I did a code 8. Other people with code 10s doing the other parkings that the code 8s don't do. So the first thing that was just here in front of us that was not in use at the time was the steep hill. So we went to the steep hill, and I was like, baby girl, you got this. She's like, okay, I'm like, why is this woman so negative? Like, I really do not need this. Like, I don't, like, at all. Like, nobody needs such negativity. So I go in, and then she yells before the steep hill. So the steep hill, it's a normal road, and then there's a stop sign here, and then that's where the instructor goes off to stand and watch and observe if you're gonna do it right. And then you drive up to the incline, and then you stop there. You have to put your handbrake up, and then she's like, okay, you got this, are you ready? When you're ready, you're gonna do this thing. I'm just gonna be observing you. So I was like, God, you have never forsaken your kids. You are a good God, a loving God, the Father of all. You will not let go of me today. I know you, Father. You are a great God. Then I started clutch up. Yes, it's a handbrake. Accelerate. Got through. Because my God, I know who I am. Look at me, I'm a warrior. It doesn't matter what you see in here. He can shine his glory, cause I know who I am. It was literally that type of moment. I just felt like I need to baby girl booty. Baby tea. And then I went down, and then she got in the car and she's like, okay, we're gonna go to the 3-point turn. Okay, when we get to the 3-point turn, someone arrives before us while we're on the way, and then she's like, nah, let's wait for them. And then that person finishes, and then we go. And then I do the 3-point turn perfectly. So now my mind is going, dude, you've got this. You got this. So the license, yeah, cool. You're the girl, you know. I'm just there like, yeah, let's do this. We get to this park here, reverse into the post, come back out, reverse into the post, come back out, and then yeah, when we're done with that, you go on to other things. Does baby girl not Zaza all the poles? She's like, okay, give me one more chance. Which she was, I don't think she's allowed to, but I think like she saw that guy. So she's like, okay, back foot, I park. Then I reverse gahle. Does my mirror not touch the pole? She's like, I'm like, huh? She's like, okay, I'm like, she literally, like, it's not even like, okay, baby girl, we're gonna start the test again. If you fail on try 2, then you fail. She's just like, Ufeli. And she said it so casually. It's like she's used to saying Ufeli. Like, you know, when it doesn't even give her that kick anymore. It's just like, yeah, you failed. Can we just, I just wanna, I left my, you know, can I just, it was just like, so I was like, yeah, okay. Then I drove her out, and then my instructor was like, send the deal. I think he was also trying to be like, yeah, he failed, but he didn't want to say he failed. So he's just like, take the key, first off. Guys, it was heartbreaking, to say the least. Like, it was heartbreaking. I was just like, okay. And then he was like, dude, okay, now it's late, because I think it was about like 3 o'clock going on 4 o'clock. He was just like, dude, it's about to be late. Would you rather you book for Monday, and then we come on Monday and we do all these things and Sundays? I was like, yeah, I think Monday is perfect, Monday morning, because on Mondays I started at 2 o'clock. So I was like, Monday morning is perfect. And then he was like, okay, let's book. So I took out my phone, because like we book on like, I think it's Natus or Natis, I don't know, but it's a website where like we do all the license department stuff. And then we did all the license department stuff, and then he was like, okay, there's an opening at Xavier Road. And then he was like, yeah, there's an opening at Xavier Road, let's do that. And then Monday you're gonna pay and thing, because I think they were closing as well, so we couldn't go there. So it was like, yeah, Monday uzongena ubadale, and then you're gonna wait for your test. I was like, I don't mind, dude, anything, let's just do this. I'm tired. And he was like, yeah, don't worry, dude, you can do your steeples and stuff, we'll just practice them in the morning, and then you're gonna go in for a test. He's like, okay, yeah, don't stress, dude, you're not stressed the whole weekend, you got this. I was like, okay. And then I had to call my mom, my brother, and my dad and tell them, alright guys, it was really sad, I'm not gonna lie, because I was really like looking forward to, like, you know, getting my license, especially after I informed the whole of Johannesburg that Monday Naki licensed girl. So I was just like, I need to have my license before I go back to school, because I'm not explaining the story to everybody on Monday and the rest of my life. I'm not explaining to people, oh, I don't have a license, after I said I'm gonna have a license. So okay, and then during the weekend, I think on the Sunday, my brother came through, and then we went to a license department close to our house, and we practiced there, because it's like on the outside of the license department, because they closed on weekends. There was a thingy there, I can't remember the name. It's a testing ground, but it's not the official testing ground. It's like a testing ground that people make for themselves. So I was like, yeah, can we go there? And he was like, okay, cool, we can go there. And then we did, and we shot a video about it. I think I'll put it up here, and then you guys can go watch that. And yeah, I'll link it below as well, so you guys can go and watch that video. It's a very nice video. I think it's got a part 1 and part 2, very entertaining. You can see how I drive from that video. And on the Monday, we woke up in the morning, 6 o'clock. I was at the license department. Where was this instructor? Brothers was feeling was 7. Then so I speed down this Xavier Road, must figure out me queue. Like, you know when someone just doesn't want to see you win, man. Like, I'm not thought that you like 0 out of 10. Highly do not recommend. Like anyway, we got there, and then I stood in queue, told him that I'm writing now extending, because I think I had booked for like 9 o'clock. Told them I'm writing now extending. They put me in the front of the queue, and then I took my picture, and then I was now in the queue to get my test. And then the instructor pulled through. It was a man, and then he was like, okay, let's go outside, go to your car, I'll find you there. And then I went to the car, and then I told the instructor that we got this today, we are doing this today, and this is the last time I'm seeing you, my brother. It's been nice, thanks, you know. And then yeah, and then the instructor came, I did the steep hill, I did all the turns, I did everything. I passed inside the testing ground, and I passed, and I was like, thank you God. And then we left the testing ground, then we were on the road. I think we went on the road for like 10 to 20 minutes, and then we came back, and then I passed, and I was like, and I was like, thank you. And I had to go inside to tell them that I passed, and then they paid me. They formed like corner with my picture, and then they were like, after I think 6 weeks, come back to fetch your card, and that's how I got my license finally. And then my instructor left me at the thingy because I told him to leave me there. I think I didn't have enough money, so I told him Nishielana, my cousin's gonna come and bring me money, and then he's also gonna take me to school, which he did. Thank you to my cousin. And then I got dropped off at school. Then when I came into class, I was a big cat. Everyone that said hi, Sini, I was like, hi, I've got a license. Hey, I've got my license. Hi, I'm Snedlanta with the license. Hi, I'm Snedlanta with the license Java. That was who I was that day. It was just like, you know, it was just like. And then after I got my license, I think I got my license in March. No, I got my license in February. Then in March, I got the car. So we were going around looking for a car that was suitable for Snedlanta, because every car that I asked for, they were like, are you gonna pay for it? We went car shopping, but we were specifically at Hyundai, or Hyundai, or Contact. Yeah, what did they say? Hyundai. Yona Leo. And then we had to choose between the Grand i10 or the i10. Then I chose the Grand i10 because I just like how it looks. And then actually my parents chose the Grand i10. I settled for the Grand i10 because in my mind I just thought I'd get like a Polo or like a Renault Clio, like, you know, something along those lines. And then my parents are like, as long as you can pay for it. And then I was like, yeah, well. And then they were like, okay, we're getting you the Grand i10. And I was like, but I took it because it was like beggars can't be choosers. And then as I started like driving the Grand i10, I feel like I fell in love with it. Like I was in love. Like, I think, isn't she lovely? It was that type of moment. It was like, girl, you're independent, girl, you're the girl. So I think a week before we went to go get the car, we went to go get the L, and I had to choose an L that I felt like, this one's gonna match on my baby, and I put the L on. And then I took it off after like, my friends started complaining. They're like, Sini, how long have you been driving? Can you, dude, surely at this rate, because I drive in Joburg again now. So from day one, okay, when I started learning how to drive, like driving myself to school, like learning how to drive my car to school, I was using the freeway, the highway, and I'd off ramp at Santon, at Alex, and then go through Alex to Santon and stuff. And then one day, Alex Beba strike, yeah, well, then on the thingy, on the radio, they were like, guys, avoid Alex, there's people striking, there's roads all over the road, and you know, it was a lot. And I was like, today is the day I want to drive through Joburg. And I was just like, I am so scared, but I got this. I drove seamlessly through Joburg, through Bree Streets during peak hour, good morning traffic, and I was that girl. And that was my route. That was my route for the whole like since now till now. It's still my route if I'm not using the M2, of which M2 was closed, and then I don't see why it was closed because it's still a bumpy road. It's just like you don't see with the inside, but like yeah. So that's how I got my car. It's a Grand i10, and it's a beautiful baby, and it's named after one of my puppies that died in I think Jan or Feb, before I got the car. So I named my baby after Zara, and yeah, so my little white baby is Zara. And that is how I got my car. So thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Umsangano. I hope you enjoyed hearing my experience of how I got the K53. But I hope you really did take my advice, that you learn for your license, like for your license, that you understand everything that goes on in the road. Don't pay for your license, guys. I plead and I beg everyone to really like study for the license, so you know everything that's going on the road, so that like you act accordingly, because sometimes like the stupidest accidents and moments happen on the road because people are not informed, you know. So just like, do your learner's rights and do your license rights, and let's meet on the road. And if you don't have your license, umdala wenzani? What exactly are you doing? What umdala mngaka? Mnangazi maybe when you ask mnangazi umdala asemdala kuthi ngabi ne license for 2020. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on next week's episode of Umsangano. I love you. Bye.